back. Welcome back to the Road Trip Kingdom Builders, Road Trippers, Akeem and Akatim, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, aunties and uncles, grandmas and grandpas. Welcome back. That's right. Shalom. Shalom. Peace and blessings to you, your homes, your dwelling places. All that good stuff that you need in your life, Mishpachah. That's right. Your children, your friends, your loved ones, and your pets. And the little fur babies. Little fur nuggets. That's right, man. We love them all. All praises to the Most High. All praises to Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Waha Ruach HaKadosh. Glory to Yahweh Shai. Honors to the Ruach HaKadosh. My love and my respect goes out to each and every single one of you. For real. That's right. So, where we at? We're back in the book of Jasher. And we're getting kind of close to the end. Remember, there's only 91 chapters in this book. And we just finished up chapter 71 on the last read. We got 20 chapters left. That's what? For us, if we're reading like 2, 3 a piece, we'll probably get it done in like, about 7, 8 more reads. All right, so 7 or 8 more videos, and we'll be done with this. And then we'll be done with the Apocrypha. Now, there are some additions that have been added on at the end, some additions to the KJV OT, the Old Testament, right? So, excuse me, Salake. We might take a look at that and see if there's anything to be noted that we might want to bring out. I know that there's something about Psalms 151 back there. There's some Daniel back there, right? And there's some Esther back there. So we'll take a look at that and see if there's any real differentiating differences, like some pop out in your faces differences between that and what we got in the KJV. And if there is something notable, then we'll bring it out. If not, we'll move on to find some other scrolls before we circle back to the New Testament, right? That's right. So you got a few moments if you want to follow along with me. We're starting off here, the book of Jasher, right? All right. Safar HaYashar. It's going to be chapter 72, starting off 72. I don't know how far we're going to go. Question mark. A little scan here. They don't look too bad. Okay. So no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The book of Jasher, chapter 72. Let's begin. Okay, chapter 72, and it reads, "And it was in those days that there was a great war between the children of Cush and the children of the east and Aram, and they rebelled against the king of Cush, in whose hands they were. So Kikianus, king of Cush, went out with all the children of Cush, a people numerous as the sand, and he went to fight against Aram and the children of the east, to bring them under subjection. And when Kikianus went out, he left Balaam, the magician, with his 2 sons, to guard the city, and the lowest sort of the people of the land. So Kikianus went out to Aram and the children of the east, and he fought against them and smote them, and they all fell down wounded before Kikianus and his people. And he took many of them captives, and he brought them under subjection as at first, and he encamped upon their land to take tribute from them as usual. And Balaam the son of Beor, when the king of Cush had left him to guard the city and the poor of the city, he rose up and advised with the people of the land to rebel against King Kikianus, not to let him enter the city when he should come home. And the people of the land hearkened to him, and they swore to him and made him king over them, and his 2 sons for captains of the army. So they rose up and raised the walls of the city at the 2 corners, and they built an exceeding strong building. And at the 3rd corner they dug ditches without number between the cities and the river which surrounded the whole land of Cush, and they made the waters of the river burst out there. At the 4th corner they collected numerous serpents by their incantations and enchantments, and they fortified the city and dwelt therein, and no one went out or in before them. And Kikianus fought against Aram and the children of the east, and he subdued them as before. And they gave him their usual tribute, and he went and returned to his land. And when Kikianus the king of Cush approached the city, and all the captains of the forces with him, they lifted up their eyes and saw that the walls of the city were built up and greatly elevated. So the men were astonished at this. And they said one to another, "It is because they saw that we were delayed in battle." and were greatly afraid of us. Therefore have they done this thing and raised the city walls and fortified them, so that the kings of Canaan might not come in battle against them. So the king and the troops approached the city door, and they looked up, and behold, all the gates of the city were closed. And they called out to the sentinels, saying, Open unto us, that we may enter the city. But the sentinels refused to open to them by the order of Balaam the magician, their king, and they suffered them not to enter the city. So they raised a battle with them opposite the city gate, and 130 men of the army of Kikianus fell on that day. And on the next day they continued to fight, and they fought at the side of the river, and endeavored to pass, but were not able. So some of them sank in the pits and died. So the king ordered them to cut down trees to make rafts upon which they might pass to them. And they did so. And when they came to the place of the ditches, the waters resolved by mills, and 200 men upon 10 rafts were drowned. And on the third day they came to fight at the side where the serpents were, but they could not approach there, for the serpents slew of them 170 men, and they ceased fighting against Cush, and they besieged Cush for 9 years. No one came out or in. At that time, that the war and the siege were against Cush, Moshe fled from Mizraim from Pharaoh, who sought to kill him for having slain the Egyptian. And Moshe was 18 years old when he fled from Mizraim, from the presence of Pharaoh, and he fled and escaped to the camp of Kikianus, which at that time was besieging Cush. And Moshe was 9 years in the camp of Kikianus, king of Cush, all the time that they were besieging Cush. And Moshe went out and came in with them. And the king and princes and all the fighting men loved Moshe, for he was a great and worthy. His stature was like a noble lion, his face was like the sun, and his strength was like that of a lion. And he was counselor to the king. And at the end of 9 years, Kikianus was seized with a mortal disease, and his illness prevailed over him, and he died on the 7th day. So his servants embalmed him and carried him and buried him opposite the city gate to the north of the land of Mizraim. And they built over him an elegant, strong, and high building, and they placed great stones below. And the king's scribes engraved upon those stones all the might of their king Kikianus and all his battles which he had fought. Behold, they are written there at this day. Now, after the death of Kikianus, king of Cush, it grieved his men and troops greatly on account of the war. Verse 30. So they said one to another, Give us counsel what we are to do at this time. As we have resided in the wilderness 9 years away from our homes. If we say we will fight against the city, many of us will fall wounded or killed, and if we remain here in the siege, we will also die. For now all the kings of Aram and of the children of the east will hear that our king is dead, and they will attack us suddenly in a hostile manner, and they will fight against us and leave no remnant of us. Now therefore, let us go and make a king over us, and let us remain in the siege until the city is delivered up unto us. And they wished to choose on that day a man for king from the army of Kikianus, and they found no object of their choice like Moshe to reign over them. And they hastened and stripped off each man his garments and cast them upon the ground, and they made a great heap and placed Moshe thereon. And they rose up and blew with trumpets and called out before him and said, May the king live, may the king live! And all the people and nobles swore unto him to give him for a wife Adoniah the queen, the Cushite wife of Kikianus. And they made Moshe king over them on that day. And all the people of Cush issued a proclamation on that day, saying, Every man must give something to Moshe of what is in his possession. And they spread out a sheet upon the heap, and every man cast into it something of what he had, one a gold earring, and the other a coin. Also of onyx stones, bdellium, pearls, and marble did the children of Cush cast it unto Moshe upon the heap, also silver and gold in great abundance. And Moshe took all the silver and gold, all the vessels, and the bdellium, and the onyx stones, which all the children of Cush had given to him, and he placed them among his treasures. And Moshe reigned over the children of Cush on that day, and the place of Kikianus, king of Cush. That's the end of chapter 72. That was 72, okay? Let's continue, though. All right. It's good, man. Getting good. Chapter 73. 73, and it reads, In the 55th year of the reign of Pharaoh, king of Mizraim, that is in the 157th year of the Israelites, the Yahudim going down into Mizraim, reigned Moshe in Cush. Moshe was 27 years old when he began to reign over Cush, and 40 years did he reign. And the Most High granted Moshe favor and grace in the eyes of all the children of Cush, and the children of Cush loved him exceedingly. So Moshe was favored by the Most High and by men. And in the seventh day of his reign, all the children of Cush assembled and came before Moshe and bowed down to him to the ground. And all the children spoke together in the presence of the king, saying, Give us counsel that we may see what is to be done to this city. For it is now 9 years that we have been besieged round about the city, and have not seen our children and our wives. So the king answered them, saying, If you will hearken to my voice in all that I will command you, then will the Most High give the city into our hands, and we will subdue it. For if we fight with them as in former battle, which we had with them before the death of Kikianus, many of us will fall down wounded as before. Now therefore, behold, here is counsel for you in this matter. If you will hearken to my voice, then will the city be delivered into our hands. So all the forces answered the king, saying, All that the Adon will command, that we will do. And Moshe said unto them, Pass through and proclaim a voice in the whole camp unto all the people, saying, Thus says the king, Go into the forest and bring with you of the young ones of the stork, each man a young one in his hand. And any person transgressing the word of the king, who will not bring his young one, he will die. And the king will take all belonging to him, and when you will bring them, they will be in your keeping. You will rear them until they grow up, and you will teach them to dart upon, as is the way of the young ones of the hawk. So all the children of Cush heard the words of Moshe, and they rose up and caused a proclamation to be issued throughout the camp, saying, Unto you, all the children of Cush, the king's order is that you will go all together to the forest and catch there the young storks, each man his young one in his hand, and you will bring them home. And any person violating the order of the king will die, and the king will take all that belongs to him. And all the people did so, and they went out to the wood, and they climbed the fir trees, and caught each man a young one in his hand, all the young of the storks, and they brought them into the desert and reared them by order of the king, and they taught them the dart upon, similar to the young hawks. And after the young storks were reared, the king ordered them to be hungered for 3 days, and all the people did so. And on the third day the king said unto them, Strengthen yourselves and become valiant men, and put on each man his armor, and gird on his sword upon him, and ride each man his horse, and take his young stork in his hand. And we will rise up and fight against the city at the place where the serpents are. They're fighting with some storks. All right, let's go. And all the people did as the king had ordered. And they took each man his young one in his hand, and they went away. And when they came to the place of the serpents, the king said to them, Send out each man his young stork upon the serpents. Here we go. Oh, verse 23, and it reads, And they sent out each man his young stork at the king's order, and the young storks ran upon the serpents, and they devoured them all and destroyed them out of that place. And when the king and the people had seen that all the serpents were destroyed in that place, all the people set up a great shout. And they approached and fought against the city, and took it and subdued it. And they entered the city, and there did on that day 1,100 men of the people of the city, all the inhabited the city, but of the people besieging not one died. So all the children of Cush went each one to his home, to his wife and children, and to all belonging to him. And Balaam the magician, when he saw that the city was taken, he opened the gate, and he and his 2 sons, 8 brothers, fled and returned to Mizraim, to Pharaoh king of Mizraim. They are the sorcerers and the magicians who are mentioned in the book of the law, standing against Moshe when the Most High brought the plagues upon Mizraim. So Moshe took the city by his wisdom, and the children of Cush placed him on the throne instead of Kikianus, king of Cush. And they placed him on the royal crown upon his head, and they gave him for a wife Adoniah, the Cushite queen wife of Kikianus. And Moshe feared the Most High Elohiah of his fathers, so that he came not to her, nor did he turn his eyes to her. For Moshe remembered how Abraham had made his servant Eleazar swear, saying unto him, You will not take a woman from the daughters of Canaan for my son Isaac. Also, what Isaac did when Yaakov had fled from his brother, when he commanded him, saying, "You will not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan, nor make alliance with any of the children of Ham. For the Most High our Elohim gave Ham, the son of Noah, and his children, and all his seed as slaves to the children of Shem, and to the children of Japheth, and unto their seed after them for slaves forever. Therefore Moshe turned not his heart nor his eye to the wife of Kikianis all the days that he reigned over Cush. And Moshe feared the Most High his Elohim all his life, and Moshe walked before the Most High in truth with all his heart and soul, and he turned not from the right away all the days of his life. He declined not from the way either to the right or to the left, in which Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov had walked. And Moshe strengthened himself in the kingdom of the children of Cush, and he guided the children of Cush with his usual wisdom, and Moshe prospered in his kingdom. And at that time Aram and the children of the east heard that Kikianis king of Cush had died. So Aram and the children of the east rebelled against Cush in those days. And Moshe gathered all the children of Cush, a people very mighty, about 30,000 men, and he went out to fight with Aram and the children of the east. And they went at first to the children of the east, and when the children of the east heard their report, they went to meet them and engaged in battle with them. And the war was severe against the children of the east, so the Most High gave all the children of the east into the hand of Moshe, and about 300 men fell down slain. And all the children of the east turned back and retreated. So Moshe and the children of Cush followed them and subdued them and put a tax upon them, as was their custom. So Moshe and all the people with him passed from there to the land of Aram for battle. And the people of Aram also went to meet them, and they fought against them. And the Most High delivered them into the hand of Moshe, and many of the men of Aram fell down wounded. And Aram also were subdued by Moshe and the people of Cush, and also gave their usual tax. Moshe brought Aram and the children of the east under subjection to the children of Cush, and Moshe and all the people who were with him turned to the land of Cush. And Moshe strengthened himself in the kingdom of the children of Cush, and the Most High was with him, and all the children of Cush were afraid of him. That's the end of chapter 73, but we're not done. We're going to go ahead and get chapter 74 as well, okay? Let's get ready to continue. All right, Mishpachah. All right, you ready, Kingdom Builders, Road Trippers? You ready? Chapter 74. Let's continue, and it reads, In the end of the years died Saul, king of Edom, and Baal Chanan, the son of Achbor, reigned in his place. In the 16th year of the reign of Moshe over Cush, Baal Chanan of the sons of Achbor reigned in the land of Edom over all the children of Edom for 38 years. In his days Moab rebelled against the power of Edom, having been under Edom since the days of Hadad the son of Bedad, who smote them in Midian, and brought Moab under subjection to Edom. And when Baal Chanan the son of Achbor reigned over Edom, all the children of Moab withdrew their allegiance from Edom. And Angeas king of Africa died in those days, and Azrubal the son reigned in his stead. And in those days died Janeas king of the children of Chittim, and they buried him in his temple, which he had built for himself in the plain of Canopia, for a residence, and Latinus reigned in his stead. In the 22nd year of the reign of Moshe over the children of Cush, Latinus reigned over the children of Chittim 45 years. And he also built for himself a great and mighty tower, and he built therein an elegant temple for his residence, to conduct his government, as was the custom. In the 3rd year of his reign he caused a proclamation to be made to all his skillful men, who made many ships for him. And Latinus assembled all his forces, and they came in ships, and went therein to fight with Azrubal, son of Angeas, king of Africa. And they came to Africa and engaged in battle with Azrubal and his army. And Latinus prevailed over Azrubal, and Latinus took from Azrubal the aqueduct which his father had brought from the children of Chittim, which he took Janiah the daughter of Uzai for a wife. So Latinus overthrew the bridge of the aqueduct and smote the whole army of Azrubal a severe blow. And the remaining strong men of Azrubal strengthened themselves, and their hearts were filled with envy, and they courted death, and again engaged in battle with Latinus king of Chittim. And the battle was severe upon all the men of Africa, and they all fell wounded before Latinus and his people. And Azrubal the king also fell in the battle. And the king Azrubal had a very beautiful daughter, whose name was Ushpezina. And all the men of Africa embroidered her likeness on their garments, on account of her great beauty and comely appearance. And the men of Latinus saw Ushpezina, the daughter of Asrubal, and praised her unto Latinus, their king. And Latinus ordered her to be brought to him, and Latinus took Ushpezina for a wife. And he turned back on his way to Chittim. And it was after the death of Asrubal, son of Engeus, was Latinus had turned back to his land from battle, that all the inhabitants of Africa rose up and took Anabal, son of Engeus, the younger brother of Asrubal, and made him king instead of his brother over the whole land of Africa. And when he reigned, he resolved to go to Chittim to fight with the children of Chittim to avenge the cause of Asrubal his brother, and the cause of the inhabitants of Africa, and he did so. And he made many ships, and he came therein with his whole army, and he went to Chittim. Also Anabal fought with the children of Chittim, and the children of Chittim fell wounded before Anabal and his army. And Anabal avenged his brother's cause, and Anabal continued the war for 18 years with the children of Chittim. And Anabal dwelt in the land of Chittim, and encamped there for a long time. And Anabal smote the children of Chittim very severely, and he slew their great men and princes. And of the rest of the people he smote about 80,000 men. And at the end of the days and years, Anabal returned to the land of Africa, and he reigned securely in the place of Asrubal his brother. That's the end of chapter 74. All right, that's 74. You know I love y'all, right? You know I love you, right? All right, chapter 75, and it reads, At that time, in the 180th year of the Israelites, the Yahudim going down to Mizraim, there went out from Mizraim valiant men, 30,000 on foot from the children of Jasher, who were all of the tribe of Joseph, on the children of Ephraim, the son of Joseph. For they said, the period was completed which the Most High had appointed to the children of Yasharel in the times of old, which he had spoken to Abraham. And these men girded themselves, and they put each man his sword at his side, and every man his armor upon him, and they trusted to their strength, and they went out together from Mizraim with a mighty hand. But they brought no provision for the road, only silver and gold, not even bread for that day did they bring in their hands, for they thought of getting their provision for pay from the Philistines, and if not, they would take it by force. And these men were very mighty and valiant men. One man could pursue 1,000, and two could rout 10,000. Remember when we said that before? See? So they trusted in their strength and went together as they were. And they directed their course toward the land of Gath. And they went down and found the shepherds of Gath feeding the cattle of the children of Gath. And they said to the shepherds, Give us some of the sheep for pay, that we may eat, for we are hungry, for we have eaten no bread this day. And the shepherds said, Are they our sheep or cattle, that we should give them to you even for pay? So the children of Ephraim approached to take them by force, and the shepherds of Gath shouted over them that their cry was heard at a distance. So all the children of Gath went out to them. And when the children of Gath saw the evil doings of the children of Ephraim, they returned and assembled the men of Gath, and they put on each man his armor, and came out to the children of Ephraim for battle. And they engaged with them in the valley of Gath, and the battle was severe, and they smote from each other a great many on that day. And on that second day the children of Gath sent to all the cities of the Philistines that they should come to their help, saying, Come up unto us to help us, that we may smite the children of Ephraim, who have come out of Mizraim to take our cattle and to fight against us without cause. Now the souls of the children of Ephraim were exhausted with hunger and thirst, for they had eaten no bread for 3 days. And 40,000 men went out from the cities of the Philistines to the assistance of the men of Gath. And these men were engaged in battle with the children of Ephraim, and the Most High Yahweh delivered the children of Ephraim into the hands of the Philistines. And they smote all the children of Ephraim, all who had gone out from Mizraim. None were remaining, but 10 men who had run away from the engagement. For this evil was from the Most High against the children of Ephraim, for they transgressed the word of the Most High in going out from Mizraim, before the period had arrived, which the Most High in the days of old had appointed to Yasharel. And of the Philistines also there fell a great many, about 20,000 men, and their brethren carried them and buried them in their cities. And the slain of the children of Ephraim remained forsaken in the valley of Gath for many days and years, and were not brought to burial, and the valley was filled with men's bones. And the men who had escaped from the battle came to Mizraim and told all the children of Yasharel all that had befallen them. And their father Ephraim mourned over them for many days. And his brethren came to console them. And he came unto his wife, and she bore a son, and he called his name Beriah, for she was unfortunate in his house. That's the end of chapter 75. And we'll close that up there. So what did we get? We got chapter 68, 69, 70. No, I don't know. I don't know, man. I think I just put 2 videos together in my head. But anyway, that's the end of chapter 75. Thanks for riding along with me on this one, Kingdom Builders Road Trippers, Akim and Akatim. Brothers and sisters, right? I love each and every single one of you. You better believe that. Continue to believe it, man. And happy Shabbat. I hope you're enjoying the Shabbat. Getting some good food. We're making some homemade pizza over here in the house, man. How about that? All right. All right. All praises to the Most High. Until I see y'all again, shalom, shalom, peace and blessings. Please, your homes, your dwelling places, your children, loved ones, pets, all that good stuff that you need in your life, Mishpachah. Please take care of all of it. I'm praying for you. Please continue to pray for me. All praises to the Most High. All praises to Yahweh. I'll see you all soon. I love you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.